Have you ever looked up at the night sky, everything quiet, stars shining, and suddenly, whoosh, a bright line of light zooms across the darkness? Most people think, a shooting star, I need to make a wish. But here's a secret. That thing you just saw isn't a star at all. Today, we're going to uncover what shooting stars really are, where they come from, and how you can see even more of them. So, a shooting star isn't a star falling from the sky. It's actually a tiny piece of rock or dust from space that flies into Earth's atmosphere. When this little rock is floating around in space, it's called a meteoroid. These meteoroids can be as small as a speck of dust or as big as a rock you could hold in your hand. When a meteoroid enters Earth's air, it's moving incredibly fast, way faster than any airplane or rocket. Because it's traveling at such high speed, the air in front of it gets squeezed and becomes super hot. This intense heat makes the rock itself get hot and start to glow brightly. That glowing streak of light we see in the sky is called a meteor. And that's your shooting star. Most meteors only last for a second or two before they vanish. Some are very faint, while others can be as bright as little fireworks. Even though most of these space rocks are no bigger than a grain of sand, they create a beautiful flash of light as they burn up. To keep things clear, scientists use 3 different names. First, when the rock is still flying in space before it reaches our atmosphere, it's a meteoroid. Second, when it enters the atmosphere and creates that bright streak of light we see, it's a meteor. That's the shooting star. And third, if a piece of that rock doesn't completely burn up and actually survives the trip to land on the ground, it's called a meteorite. Most meteors burn up completely high in the sky, so finding a meteorite is pretty rare. These special space rocks can be small, like pebbles, or as big as your fist, and scientists study them to learn more about our amazing solar system. Most meteors are tiny and flash by so fast you might miss them if you blink. But sometimes much bigger and brighter meteors light up the sky. These are called fireballs or bolides, and they can create a massive flash, almost like lightning. A really bright fireball can even outshine the planet Venus or the full moon. Sometimes a fireball will break apart as it falls, and you'll see several glowing pieces streaking across the sky at the same time. Very, very rarely, a big one makes it all the way to the ground. When it hits, it can create a huge hole called a crater. There's a famous one in Arizona that's over 1 kilometer wide, all from a space rock that hit the Earth a long, long time ago. So where do all these space rocks come from? Well, space isn't as empty as it looks. It's full of rocks, ice, and dust. Many of the tiny rocks that become shooting stars are actually leftovers from comets. A comet is basically a giant, dirty snowball made of ice, dust, and rock that orbits the sun. When a comet gets close to the sun, the heat makes its ice turn into gas. This gas and dust create a glowing cloud, and that famous long tail stretching out behind it. As the comet travels, it leaves a trail of tiny dust and rock particles behind, like a path of cosmic breadcrumbs. Our planet Earth also orbits the sun, and sometimes our path crosses one of these dusty trails left by a comet. When that happens, lots of these little particles, or meteoroids, plunge into our atmosphere all at once, and we get to see a spectacular show. A meteor shower. A meteor shower means you can see tons of shooting stars in one night, maybe dozens or even hundreds. What's cool is that during a shower, all the meteors seem to shoot out from a single point in the sky. This point is called the radiant, and it's usually found within a constellation. That's how meteor showers get their names. For example, the Perseid meteor shower in August looks like it's coming from the constellation Perseus. The Geminids in December seem to radiate from the constellation Gemini. On a clear, dark night during a good meteor shower, you could see 50 or more meteors every single hour. And the best part? They happen at the same time every year, because Earth reliably passes through those same dusty comet trails on its journey around the sun. Watching shooting stars is like getting a front row seat to a free space show right in the sky. You don't even need a telescope. In fact, it's way better to just use your eyes. To see them really well, you need to find a dark place, far away from all the bright city lights. Think of places like the countryside, a big park, or a quiet beach at night. It's a good idea to ask an adult to help you check online for when a meteor shower is expected and to take you to a safe, dark spot. Don't forget to bring a comfy blanket or a reclining chair. This way you can lie down and get a huge view of the sky without your neck getting sore. It's also smart to pack some warm clothes and maybe a thermos with a hot drink, because even summer nights can get pretty chilly. One more tip. Try not to look at your phone or any bright screens. The light from them makes it harder for your eyes to see the faint stars. Just give your eyes about 20 or 30 minutes to get used to the darkness. Once they do, you'll be amazed at how many more stars, and of course shooting stars you'll start to see. You might not spot one every single second, but if you wait patiently, the sky will definitely put on a surprising show for you. For thousands of years, people have looked up and seen these same streaks of light, making up all sorts of amazing stories about them. A long time ago, some people believed shooting stars were messages from the gods or signs that something big was about to happen. Others thought they were spirits or souls traveling across the sky. Today, we know that shooting stars are really just little pieces of space rock burning up as they enter our atmosphere. But even with that scientific explanation, they still feel pretty special, don't they? That's why so many of us still make a wish when we see one, hoping for something good to happen. Now, making a wish on a shooting star doesn't actually change what happens in space, but it's a wonderful way to think about our dreams and what we truly want in life. So, even though science tells us what they are, our hearts and minds can still add a little bit of magic. That tiny, bright streak you see flashing across the sky has come from very far away. Some of these space rocks are older than our planet Earth and have been traveling through space for millions of years. When you see a shooting star, you're actually watching the very end of an incredibly long journey. It only lasts for a moment, but its story is ancient. Shooting stars are a beautiful reminder that our planet is just one part of a huge solar system, which is part of a giant universe filled with rocks, ice, gas, and stars. So the next time you see a shooting star, remember, it's not a star falling from the sky. It's a tiny piece of space rock saying hello and goodbye all at the same time, giving you a perfect moment to just look up and wonder. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to look up.